you and to get to know a little bit about you and your journey. And I am really excited for this next part. So you were saying to me and to the audience that you are really excited about the step from recovery to life, right? And so the question that I have for you, this is something that comes up with a lot of people, is that people sort of believe that once they have gone through the process, maybe they've gone through the 12-step program, they've gone through rehabilitation, they're on the recovery road, that it should just be all hunky-dory and easy from here, right? They kind of believe, well, I've reached my destination, I've done this, I've ticked the boxes, and I've got all the tools, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. Why is it sometimes still so hard? And what I often like to say to people is we need to remember that recovery is a journey, and it's not a destination. And I'm wondering what your thoughts are on that and how you can see through that journey and what that journey, maybe for you or someone you helped, actually looks like.
Okay, so I 100% agree with you. Recovery is 100% a journey and not a destination. And just as a random example of that, I mean, our lives, there is no destination in our lives. It is all about the journey. Everything is about the journey. I mean, we have hardships every single day. It doesn't change. That is something that we just overcome. It's different mountains that we'll climb over, get through, and then the next one will be there. And it's just that journey. And what we make of those and how strong we make ourselves out of those, that will determine our life and how we view our life. So recovery is a lot the same in the sense that you are consistently walking that journey and you will always have those weaknesses. I mean, you break your leg, for example. It's a very weird example, but say you break your leg, it's never going to be 100% the same. Addiction is something that physically messes with your brain. It is a physical attribute. It is not something that's mental and you just thinking about it and you can just stop if you just try hard enough. It is an actual physical thing that does happen, and it is a journey to walk through. It is this consistent moving forward. So there is no ending. It gets easier. It's like grief. You lose someone and you it doesn't matter how you lose them, you grieve them, and it's intense and it's painful and it's hard to go through it, but it gets easier to a degree, but you're getting stronger. That pain doesn't change. That pain doesn't get smaller. You're just getting stronger. So no matter what, you will always miss that person. So it's that consistent thing. You'll always crave that. You'll always want that. It is something that your brain knows. It knows what it can do for you at the end of the day. There's a reason you wanted it so badly. There's a reason that you got addicted to it. So you know the benefits it gave your brain and that instant gratification that it brought you. But it is that constant journey of getting stronger despite it and moving on forward. And we all fail. It will always happen that we will fail, but it's just to get back on that horse and keep going and just keep climbing those mountains and getting stronger. And then it will just become normal, not easy, but normal. So that is just the keys. Just there's no destination, but it's an awesome journey just to actually walk it and get through it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so many people don't realize how much rewiring actually happens in the brain when there is an addiction. And how what happens to our brains is that the reward center just takes over. That is what becomes absolutely everything. And this is because there's often a really, and when I say uncomfortable feeling, I'm not trying to undermine it, but there's generally this really horrible, heavy darkness that we don't want to sit with. There is something that we are battling with internally, be it either in trauma or be it within yourself, the relationship that you have with yourself that is dysfunctional, relationship that maybe you kind of a part of dysfunctional. Trauma is such a huge topic where people sometimes think, yeah, no, I had a pretty normal, okay childhood, and I don't really have trauma, so I don't understand why there is this addiction in my life, or there is this codependency in my life. But when we look at it and we peel back the layers of what we've decided is normal, or doesn't everybody think this way, or doesn't everybody show up this way? And we kind of put the spotlight in it. We get to look at it and go, oh, hang on, maybe this is not as normal as I originally thought, just because this is what I grew up with. And there's so much dysfunction that generationally just perpetuates. You know, we have these mirror neurons where we kind of look and we think, okay, so this is how mom handled stress, or this is what dad did, and so this is what I'm going to do. And the mirror neurons think, well, isn't this normal? Doesn't everybody do this? Doesn't everybody just take the edge off, right? And then just taking that edge off is something that is going to grow exponentially. It's just this rocky road, because that edge is no longer taken off with just this. And then we look for something else a little bit bigger to take that edge off. And these things that flood our brains, the chemicals that come into play in our brains, it's not taking the problem away, it's just hiding it, it's just covering it with this blanket of this momentarily, oh, I feel good in this moment, and then that good just doesn't last, right? And then we need something greater. And so this road that we're on just becomes more and more deteriorative as we go along.